This is going to be a very fun game. Notre Dame versus Georgia. So we now have official word from Georgia that Carson Beck is out. We knew Carson Beck was going to be out for this game. We've known for a while. But we now have official word. He had UCL surgery. That's an elbow ligament. It's a surgery more common for baseball pitchers. But he had that. He's out. Gunner Stockton is your QB1 for the Bulldogs. We've only seen him for a half, but it was a half against the Texas defense in which he looked better than Carson Beck had looked in the 3 halves that he had played against the Texas defense.
This is where the rubber meets the road for me, man. Mm-hmm. This is it right here. I'm super excited for the Ohio State-Oregon game, but this is the one that I think we learned the most. I don't know if you leave the Ohio State-Oregon game feeling like, oh, okay, they're good. Like, we know both are really good. Like, there is a large segment of the population that has underestimated Notre Dame for 3 months. And I have been steadfast on this show, and you to the same extent, maybe not as bluntly, but also I think you were with me.
Oh, yeah.
About definitely telling people Notre Dame was legit. And I have them in my national championship game. That bracket that I put out got a lot of eyeballs and a lot of angry people. And I just believe that Notre Dame is a better, more complete team than Georgia this year. And the line opened as Notre Dame is a slight favorite and immediately flipped over to Georgia being a slight favorite. I'm very curious where this line closes when the late sharp money comes in.
Yeah, because I think it goes back toward Notre Dame for a little bit.
It's going to, yeah, I think so. I think Notre Dame's going to win the football game, and I think that Notre Dame is going to do so looking as good as they've looked in 20 years. That's
so. I hate that Riley Mills is done for the season. You and I were there in South Bend. He was he hurt his knee sacking Curtis Rourke, and he's out for the year. That sucks because they just got Howard Cross back. Riley Mills is one of the defensive tackles for Notre Dame.
Howard terrible Cross injury luck this year.
It is overall. And that's what I was about to get to, though. Like, Notre Dame has overcome that multiple times this season, which speaks to the depth of this team. Like, this is a deeper Notre Dame team than any of those Brian Kelly Notre Dame teams. Marcus Freeman has done a better job stocking the roster with talent. This Notre Dame team, from a talent standpoint, is capable of playing with the Georgias and the Ohio States and the Oregons. Like, because it used to be that those teams, when somebody went down, they would have a few special players, and if one of them went down, it was over. Now, I mean, think about it. They lose Charles Jagasaw, who's supposed to be their starting left tackle. They lost him in the preseason. They've been playing a true freshman there all year. They're still really good on the offensive line. Like, it's amazing how well they've been able to overcome some of this stuff. So
it's a combination of both things, Andy. One, it's the underestimation of Notre Dame, but it's also the overestimation of Georgia too. Because like our brains are conditioned to look at Georgia as a juggernaut. And I'm not saying that they're not. If they won the national title this year, it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world.
Georgia can win the national title this year, Ari. But this is not 2021 or 2022 Georgia. Like, 2021 Georgia would kick the crap out of everybody in this tournament. It wouldn't even be close.
If Georgia ends up winning the game, I'll look like an idiot, and Georgia will be good still and whatever. But I think that this Notre Dame team is built very similarly, and it's the closest that Notre Dame has ever been from an athletic standpoint to a team like Georgia, because they've gotten better and teams in the SEC have gotten less deep. So, listen, we'll see. I think that, like, the one thing I'm going to tell you before you come back next week and call me an idiot is that my mindset is confirmed by the spread, right? Like, this isn't like some sort of like 13.
Well, and that's why you're assuming I'm going to call you an idiot. Look, we're going to be on opposite sides of this. I can tell you that right now. But I don't think you're an idiot for picking Notre Dame. I think this is going to be a close game.
And, like, listen, Kirby Smart is a better, more seasoned coach at the moment than Marcus Freeman. Like, there's no question that matters. I think that maybe the reason why Clemson was the best first-round game is because of the experience that Dabo Swinney has playing in these things. Like, I think that stuff matters too. And Marcus Freeman is still a young coach who has made some pretty catastrophic mistakes in big moments that you hope that he's grown from. Like, there are intangibles here too, but like, we're talking about Notre Dame and their bad injury luck, and like not talking at all about the fact that Georgia doesn't have their quarterback. Like,
well, that's what we're about to talk about.
Yeah,
because
so
I don't know that I'm not going to say it doesn't hurt. Obviously, it hurts losing Carson Beck. But the small sample size of Gunner Stockton we saw against the defense that I've said multiple times is the one I think is the best in the country, the Texas defense. I like his chances now that he's had 3 weeks to prep with the ones. I think
I watched very good. Yeah.
I watched the way the team played for him, the way those guys rallied around him, the way they sounded talking about him. This guy is a dude. His teammates respect him. They love him. Like, I think this is going to be a really interesting situation, because we've talked about all these quarterback deals and the transfer portal and everything. You know, the Georgia job was going to be open in the spring because Carson Beck was going to lead them through the playoffs. What if Gunner Stockton balls out and they wind up in the final, or they wind up winning the national title? Like
Gunner Stockton,
he's QB1. It's done.
A ton of stats in high school. Like, it's not like he's some sort of limited athlete that can't figure it out in 3 weeks. They've had a lot of time to prepare. So, like, you do have Georgia finding its future quarterback while kicking Notre Dame's ass on national television is on the table. Thank you for doing this for me. It's this is my Christmas gift.
We love you, Panini. Here we go. One pack. We got JJ McCarthy on the front of these.
Okay.
All right, we're ripping a pack. We're ripping a pack right now. Here we go.
It's the candy bar noise and the football card noise.
All right, so I got an AJ Dillon. I think that's a numbered.
No, that's not.
Oh no, this is. Oh, that's right. The prism, because the prisms are already pretty sweet. I love that these guys are in their college uniforms. There's Frank Gore in his Miami uniform. Jalen Polk in his Washington. Here we go. We have an autograph. Someone who was a big star in the playoff 2 years ago. Imani Bailey from TCU. So we got an autograph.
And that one's numbered too, I think.
Yes, it is. We also have somebody who we might see down the road in college football. Prison Break, Julian Sayin.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's right. The guy we think will be Ohio State's QB1 next year, Julian Sayin. Trophy hunting Xavier Worthy. We got a Michael Penix Jr. Ed Reed. The guy with the greatest accent in football, Xavier Legette, in his South Carolina uniform.
You have a Brian Kelly card?
I want Xavier Legette talking to Brian Kelly, but Brian Kelly is doing the fake Louisiana accent.
And he's
also got an AD Mitchell.
He's ripping cracked ice and
just
putting down at the table and not telling us what they're numbered out of. What a rookie move. You got cracked
ice
there, man.
I love these.
So, we'll see what it turns out on. I think that, like, this is a revelatory game. You don't really have a lot of matchups in the playoffs where it's like, well, we're going to find out like what the team really is, because Notre Dame's schedule, though I think challenging to get through all together, didn't have a major test on it. So we're going to find out big time. And I love that we're on different sides of this thing. I cannot wait for the game.
And let me throw something else out there, because we've not really talked about the reasons why Georgia can win this game. One, watch what they do to teams when their defense is playing really well. It's not what it was in 2021, where you just couldn't run on them. They were too big up front, too fast up front. When they're doing really well now, because they don't have first rounders across the board on their defensive front, but they have a few really good players like Michael Williams. Like, they can get after your quarterback. Like, if they can make Riley Leonard uncomfortable, and remember, Riley Leonard is such a good athlete that in a lot of cases against the teams they've played, if he gets rushed, if somebody beats their man, Riley Leonard can just move around, keep the play alive, and it's no problem. It will be a problem at times because there will be giant humans who run as fast as Riley Leonard coming after him. And he doesn't see that all that often. The other thing that I think is interesting, have we seen a healthy Trevor Etienne since the beginning of the season? Because this guy's a home run threat. And I don't know that we've seen a healthy version of him against Georgia's best opponents. He's had 3 weeks to get healthy. That could be very, very interesting. So I'm going to throw those out there as potential reasons for Georgia to win this game. I think all of your points about Notre Dame are right. I think Notre Dame is very good. This is as deep as a Notre Dame team as we've seen. But I still think Georgia's as deeper. And we'll see about the quarterback situation. We'll see about Gunner Stockton. But I think he's going to be fine. Because again, against Texas, with a very limited menu where he had not been playing with the ones at practice, he was fine. Now he's going to have a chance to have played with the ones for 3 weeks at practice. So I will take Georgia to win this game. And like you said earlier, I am watching the sharp money on this one because I may be taking the underdog by the time the game actually kicks off.
Yep. We'll see how it goes. I'm on Notre Dame. Let's play.
And producer River wants me to know if I want the money line or the points. I'll take the points. If you're going to give me points with Georgia, oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. What am I thinking?
But yeah,
I know. I'm already in the mode that this is going to flip back and think I'm going to get some points. So no, I will take Georgia to cover. I'll take Georgia to cover because it's a 1.5. I mean, come on. So yeah, I will take Georgia. Ari, who you got again?
Notre Dame.
All right. It's on. We're on opposite sides. Oh boy. All right.